Oh, okay. Let's do this, baby. Oh, right on. We're rocking up hot sauce style.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Podcast. Larry Buggy. You can find me on Twitter at Larry Buggy. And here we go. He's back on the couch. I don't know what kind of shirt he's got. The t-shirt. It's a teal type of t-shirt, I think. Here we go, all the way back from another part of the world, the end of the hunt as we know it. At Run DFF, Justin Rogers,
Yo. Yeah, we're between seasons here. We're between seasons. I got about a little less than a month till turkey season, though. Pow.
Less than a month till turkey season.
That's right. That's how we can do it right here. From one to another. Right. And then when turkey season's over, then we get the law. But Mike? You know what? I think tonight I'm going to be hunting some deals in this mock. That's what I'm going to be doing. Anthony says, turkey, you kill everything. I kill everything that's in season.
I think we're on the clock right now. Zard starts us off, I believe.
Well, he's in the chat, so he knows.
Well, this is a just a 12-team mock draft, or we'll play it like it's a 2-point tight end, right? Why not?
Yeah,
start 11.
That's probably about right. Yeah, start 11, super flex, heavy tight end premium.
Yes.
Yeah. So Josh Allen off the board. I think he's the consensus 101 now. I don't think there's any question. Well, who would you take?
I don't know if I would go Josh Allen. Oh,
really? Who would you take?
That's a great question. I might still stick with Mahomes.
He's been the number 1 or 2 quarterback for like 5 straight years or something. I don't know.
I don't think Mahomes is going anywhere, though. I think his offense is just
in like 3 of the last 4 seasons.
This was Mahomes' off year.
That's fine, but Josh Allen has outscored him like
3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, there must be a major lag. I'm trying. He's outscored Josh Allen's outscored Mahomes like 3 out of the last 4 years or something.
Nice. I don't know. I like I don't know, man. Buffalo. We're talking the same division as the Jets. Yeah, so I got like I don't have too much. I don't really have any Josh.
The one guy that's not on.
I have Mahomes. So maybe I should put a timer on this. Should I put a timer on it? Right now, we're not going
probably timer. Let people get settled in. But
I hope I'm able to change it to a timer. Time per pick. Yeah,
you should be able to.
Okay. Yeah, Dasser's on the clock, baby, with the second pick. So, I mean, who are you going to go with in a super flex? Oh, we threw in the CJ Stroud. Yeah, baby.
Flex, I'm going Mahomes, number 2.
Or Stroud.
See, that's just silly.
I don't think it's that silly. I mean, he's not coming back to him.
I'm lagging. My internet's lagging really bad. I'm going to log out real quick.
And the quarterback run continues.
I mean, it's terrible.
The Ridley Truther is up next. We're at the 1-6. I think I'm going Herbert with this next pick over Burrow if I'm the Ridley Truther.
I'm there with Herbert as well. I think he's got a more elite ceiling than Burrow does.
So you're saying we've seen Burrow's ceiling?
Probably. He's probably what he's done is probably what he can give you. He's not going to ever add anything on the ground. I don't know.
He's been banged. He's also been banged up year after year.
I don't know about year after year. Is he going to be the 40, 43 in any given year to be a top 3 fantasy football scorer? Because he's not going to give you anything on the ground.
Yeah, he only played 10 games this year. That sucks. But, I mean, it's a wrist, too. I mean, he's had some really weird
– he
was banged up in
the preseason. At all, or no?
You should have faded him in the preseason when he was dealing with that calf stuff, and Chase was telling him to sit it out, and that just escalated into more injuries.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Burrow guy anyway, just because I think that he's kind of capped, and his value is anchored in his security, not in his week-to-week upside. So while we got this delay, we do have 2 orphans available.
No.
We had one.
Great
segue. Yep. And another person dropped this last week or so. So we've got 2 orphans available in the Dynasty Hot Sauce Listener League. It's a 3-copy, 14-team division, so 42 teams overall. Huge tight end premium, start 11. It's big time. It's big time. So a lot of great guys and girls in there. So if you're interested, want another league, need something different, we're the place to be. We got the big twist on the draft. You can draft that shitty person who talks trash, their pick, and then laugh at them when you get the 101. All right, looks like Ridley Truther is on because he's typing now. So, all right.
Ooh, 2 minute. Herbert. Is it time to go timer? Jefferson, tough guy, busting out. JJ still has that first round early, that mid to late first round appeal, huh?
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, you have what, 6-7 more years of Justin Jefferson? It's about as much as you can count on from a quarterback, right? I'm not in that. I always want a quarterback, but I don't.
Well, we're gonna be on the turn in the second round. I was excited to be able to maybe do some sniping. You know,
what if I snipe you?
Could happen.
Dak off the board. That's Jason, and then Jamar Chase. See, that's too high for Jamar Chase. I don't think he differentiates himself from CeeDee Lamb, and he's not in the same tier as Jefferson. I'd hold off on that.
Oh, Burrow! Wow,
Burrow off the board.
This is exciting. Kind of like what I'm looking at right here. I mean, geez, I know who you're taking. I know one of the guys you're taking right now.
I don't think you do.
Oh no. Let's see. You know what? This is great. This is like. I'm enjoying these picks here. Boom. Jordan Love. As you know, I have a crush on him lately.
Okay, you know one of the guys I'm taking. That's fine. I would be remiss to say that I like this spot though. I don't love this area.
12 team, start 11, super flex, 2 point.
As well, now I gotta make a pick.
2 point CE.
I don't love any of the quarterbacks here, and I think I can get value later, so I am going to take CeeDee Lamb there.
I was thinking the same thing.
So are you saying that I sniped you, Larry?
No. Well, I don't know. CeeDee Lamb's an option.
Got him one time. Let's go.
When you snipe me, I will admit the snipe for sure. But let's see here. I do like the receivers here. Quarterback, lock up the QB.
See, my problem with the QBs here is that I think that there's a huge tier, and I can get that value on the back end of the third, on the next turn, the 312.
You might end up.
This is a third round reversal. I didn't realize you had done that.
I did it. That's the latest craze. Still, I would presume, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so now I feel even better about it. I had not looked to see that it was a third round reversal.
Right.
Which is how you should do.
Well, I'm going to go, obviously, I'm going to stick with my my roots.
Oh, golly.
I'm going to stay young.
You could have stayed young with Amon-Ra St. Brown and actually got the guy you hope that Garrett Wilson is.
You know, I was considering Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't. They're so close for me. I don't think it's.
Oh, see, they're not close to me.
Yeah.
You got 1 year of age difference. I think something like that. But you've got 3 years of production out of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I don't think they've scratched the surface with Wilson, and he's had 2 great seasons with with historically bad quarterback play.
Okay, so let's kind of reel in the great seasons. I don't know if 83 for 1103 is great, and I certainly don't think 95 for 1042 is great with 7 total touchdowns. I think it's a good, promising outlook, but it's still too high for me. I will absolutely take the guy who just had 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's a no-brainer for me. So Caleb Williams finally comes off the board. I probably should have taken him over CeeDee Lamb, but I didn't. It's a little murky in here.
That's a nice Caleb Williams pick. I mean, you would assume. I mean, What would be his floor? Like a Trevor
He's
Lawrence
going to
right
end up
now?
being a late first, early second.
And
Absolutely.
he has the potential
his
to
floor is Trevor Lawrence. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And his ceiling is, he could be a Dak, or he could be a little bit better and be a Mahomes. I mean, he could, as far as points per game stuff. Puka is firmly in the second round here.
Love that Puka Nacua pick. Love it. I was considering Puka with that Wilson pick, by the way.
You?
In the back of my mind, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you deny the season he got? Even if he got half of that next year, that's still good. Got the Ridley Truther in the chat.
Yeah, you can't deny it. He's clearly if he was a first or second round pick last year, people would be talking about him as the wide receiver 2 or 3. So
yes,
there's your boy Laporta off the board.
Yeah. I thought
so Bijan goes off at the 205 and Brees at the 209.
Brees Hall.
So 2 running backs in the second round. We must still have some terrible lag.
This is interesting with Laporta and Mahomes. It's a nice pairing. But now he's not going to get a pick for a whole nother round. Oh, look at that. Dasser with that.
All right.
Ohio State hookup.
I don't mind it. Anthony wants to know Flowers in the 202 for McBride. That's a trade he made. What do you think about that?
Flowers in the 202 for McBride.
And that is,
assuming it's a
1.75,
1.75 tight end.
I believe that was the listener league, wasn't it? Wasn't that the listener league?
Oh,
so it's really
well. You know what? You can't get McBride for a
yeah. So that's really what we got to factor in is that's really a 2026 first. So Flowers in a 2026 first.
You got to think you can't get a first for you can't get McBride for a first right now, like a mid to late
Probably
first.
Not.
You're not. Yeah. You're not getting McBride for 2 seconds either. So I don't even know if you can get him for a first in 2 seconds. So can you get Flowers?
Anthony said he got McBride for the 107. So I mean, you can.
Yeah, there you go.
We're talking about your trades right now. He's in the chat going, "Are you not talking? Did you not see my trades?" Like, yeah, we are talking about it. Jameer Gibbs off the board.
Was that sleeper?
Yeah, that was.
Holy shit, man. What, are you on the clock right now?
I am on the clock.
Oh.
And I'm going to make it pretty easy. Where do you think I'm going,
Gibbs?
Larry?
How about Gibbs going before Bijan?
He didn't go before Bijan.
Oh, that's wrong. You're right. Yeah, I see that.
Bijan went to 205. I was trying to talk about that a minute ago. Brees went to 209. And Anthony just realized that he got auto-drafted. Well, I'm not going to – I guarantee I'm not sniping you with this pick.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
I guarantee I'm not sniping you there. Because you have this ridiculous hatred for Tua.
The question is, do I want to roll? Do I want to get into some Justin Fields right now, or lock in kind of like a Jordan Love clone and Brock Purdy?
Yeah, I couldn't risk it with Justin Fields this early.
There's
too much.
Wherever he goes, it's going to be wheels up. You know that.
It doesn't matter. There's too much volatility. It could be wheels up. It could also be train wreck. It could also be, plane crash, and he's not a starter next year. I have no doubt Brock Purdy is starting for the next 2-3 years. I do have doubt that Justin Fields even makes it through this year as a starter, assuming that he gets traded. Jason says, I was debating between Brees and Bijan. Just went with Bijan because Smith gone. He has to get better this year. God, I hope so, man.
I'm going with Fields.
Really so.
Fuck off.
Okay, man. Congratulations.
Dude.
You have 1 year starter.
Oh, no way. Listen, wheels up wherever Fields goes.
Okay, that's fine. But if he can't throw the ball any better than he did in Chicago, then he's not a starter in 2025.
There were some stuff out of his control, man. Bad team, bad coaches.
No, last year, no. Do not give him excuse. They brought in DJ Moore. He should have been better. He wasn't. He was mediocre again behind center.
I don't know. I like that. I like that rushing upside.
That's fine, but he has to stay on the field.
And I have my QB2. I mean,
Look,
he's
this
got
is a
as much
guy who
upside as
completed.
Tua. Do you
He
think
completed.
Tua is
Go
going
ahead.
to? Tua is just as volatile,
No, no,
health
he's not.
wise.
He's about to sign an extension. The Dolphins and Tua are about to sign an extension. Any talk about him being volatile is just bias. That's all it is.
Hmm.
He's got as much job security as anybody else in the league right now.
Luna. I like the, how about those 3 wide receivers there? He's gonna be fucked in the quarterback department, but
Yeah, but Chase, Amon-Ra, and AJ Brown, that's going to be nice.
that's a solid 3. Those are nice to look at when they're in your lineup.
Yep. Last year, Fields he completed 61% of his passes, 2,562 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. It's awful in 13 games, and they went 5-8.
Tua and at least a late first above Fields. That's a Zard fucking offer right there.
He's saying Fields in a late first to get to Tua.
What the
Seems
fuck?
about right.
Oh, look, that's what this noise is. This is the
It's the last second.
Oh, look at that.
So
Real
Jason
people is fucking down to the wire. Wonder what was going through his mind there.
There's your boy Brock Purdy. Tim has Jefferson, Caleb Williams, and Brock Purdy. There is a young team with all kinds of questions.
You gotta hope Williams is the real deal.
Yeah, he better.
So now to Ridley Truther, Philly whiz without. Where are you thinking he's leaning right now? He's got to be leaning
wide receiver just got real murky after that.
Yeah.
Like after Olave, Waddle's still there. Then it's Ayuk. I don't even know how Nico Collins is that high. I like Nico, but not that much.
All right, Jason Reels. He's just making some money right now doing this.
Yeah, he always works. He works late nights.
Yeah,
you know what? Might as well bullshit while you're on the clock, man. Get paid to mock. Get paid to mock.
Man. You're working at night.
Mark Andrews.
Wow, nice. Put him on the trade block. Got nothing, no bites. I've been shopping him around. Nobody's interested in Mark Andrews. So it's funny that he was the tight end 2 in this draft.
I don't know that it's just because people aren't making that many moves right now. If you put a trade bait out right now and you're not actually sending offers, you're just sitting in no man's land.
Yeah,
because it's that postseason lull. I think once the combine comes around, people get drawn back into it, but people are still in the post Super Bowl. Oh, here comes March Madness. Let me focus on that a little bit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
CMC comes off the board there.
Just about to ask you, what are your feelings about CMC being the?
You're trying to win in the first year or two.
Yeah,
CMC's fine
now. He's going for it right now.
Yeah. Lamar, Puka, CMC. So he's still got youth in the first 2 picks. There's Ayuk.
Ayuk with all the hype lately.
What are your feelings on Jalen Waddle? He's still on the board here.
He's volatile, man. I've had him in 2 leagues, and I was she's kind of frustrating because Tyreek Hill gets the big chunk plays. He gets all that. He has the big days where Waddle can give you like a Mike Evans donut.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this last year was an outlier, and that he returns to some of what he was doing his first 2 years, whether it was the high volume in his rookie season or the ultra productive per target that he was last year.
He's always limping off the field too. He's always on the side in the blue tent, and it's like, come on, man, I don't need this aggravation of you, like,
all you gotta do is just not watch the game, and then you don't even realize it's happened.
Yeah,
it's the Dolphins. You don't need to watch them anyway.
Well, I mean, the Dolphins were nice. They were pretty good to watch this year.
Yeah, but you're a Jets fan. You should be watching them.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Neighbors. Stevie D. Look at that.
Malik Neighbors going an entire round after Marvin Harrison is a little bit. I'd rather have Neighbors than Ayuk.
Oh, yeah. Look at these young QBs popping.
Drake May.
I mean, who else?
So
Who do you think above Drake May? Drake May is going to be he's as good a Deshaun Watson. And this is what makes you feel like, wow, it's a good thing I snatched up 2 quarterbacks. Because by the time it gets back to us, it'll probably be slim pickings.
Yes, it will be. He'll be in the Geno Smith, Russ Wilson, maybe Stafford tier. Ridley Truther says such a flat tier at wide receiver from like 12 to late 20s. You mean like 12 to 60? You're right though. I mean, it just after a certain point, it's like, all right, it's just another guy, same thing, gonna give me 14 points a game kind of guy at wide receiver. Just they all feel the same. You're right. I was hoping Devontae Smith would make a leap last year, and he didn't. He really came back to earth after a nice first half of the season.
What do you think of only 4 running backs going in the first 3 rounds?
I think that's dynasty football.
Yeah, not dynasty football 2024.
Right. I think people have realized that if it's not one of the elite guys, then there ain't no point in spending up on them.
Yeah. McBride, new McBride, Bowers. Wow.
Brock Bowers. That was a sneaky one. I was kind of hoping he would drop to me.
Yeah, would you have taken him?
Yeah, he would have been on
a 4-5 turn.
Yeah.
It's almost, I mean, we may have been, the third round reversal may have impacted us negatively because we could have went quarterback on the next turn or quarterback, whatever. You're getting 2 higher. You know what I mean?
We would have been looking at Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did it really affect us that much? I'd much rather have Tua than Watson or Goff.
Yeah, the quarterbacks out there now are not really. I mean, they're win now quarterbacks, if that.
I mean, you got Cousins, who will start for a couple of years. You got Mayfield, who will start for a year. These are all when I say this, I think, okay, I'm not counting on any more than this.
I was hoping Kyron Williams would fall to me. Bummer.
There's Jaden Daniels. There's the last of the big 3 rookie QBs.
Middle of the 4th.
Yeah, you do have an infatuation with Kyron Williams.
Yes.
My only problem with him is that we have 8 months for him to lose value or 7 months for him to lose value. It's just there's too much that can happen to pay that price on him.
Dude, he was racking up like
I know what he was doing.
Holmes like fucking stats.
I know what he was doing. He was incredible. But that doesn't mean that it continues next year. What if they draft someone in the 2nd round? What if they sign a Zeke Elliott? What if they do, a bunch of different
sign Zeke Elliott? Who cares about Zeke Elliott?
Okay, well, that's a guy who's going to take
except your wife.
Right. But that's a guy who will take touches. The reason that he was so good was because he was getting 25 touches a game. What happens if somebody comes in and takes 12 or 14 of those touches? And now he's looking at 15 touches a game instead of 25. That matters. That's my point. Not that I think that Zeke is going to all of a sudden be great. It's just that, when you get someone with 30 touches, look, there he was with 27 carries and 5 catches in week 15. 22 and then 22 touches. That's what he did in the playoffs. Like
3 and then me. Kincaid just goes Waddle and Kincaid. So there's a nice little run on tight ends there in the 4th round. 3 taken so far. Top players listed in the sleeper: Nico Collins, ETN, JT, Devonta Smith. Top 4.
What a drop for JT.
He has that Anthony Richardson is going to take the goal line stuff away. He's got that in his shadow. You got to think that's going to happen, right?
I don't know. We'll see how. I want to know what the game plan is going to be with Anthony Richardson. With him getting hurt so early last year, are they going to reel his rushing in and say, "Hey, man, you've got to figure out how to throw the ball"? Played 3.5 games. 3 games and change, not even 3.5.
They could have really tanked the season after that, but they had too good of a backup in Gardner Minshew. They could have ended up with Marvin Harrison Jr.
They had too good of a roster. That's a team that was just too much talent around.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Jason, get away from
our real people. Time's up, man. Travis Etienne. That may have been in his queue because
Nico was
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
He was too busy shining those shoes and couldn't get away.
I love Etienne. But Luna, 3 wide receivers. What are you thinking here?
Gosh, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with this team now. Literally true. They're talking about Brock Bowers.
I guarantee you, Luna was thinking that maybe one of those quarterbacks would fall to him.
Well, now
like the Daniels or the May. Double down.
Well, he can have that. I wouldn't build a roster like that at all. Michael Pittman. So 4 wide receivers in the first 4 picks.
I mean, I don't know. Am I taking Michael Pittman over DJ Moore and Devonta Smith and Nico?
I mean, I don't see why. What's the difference in all of
them? Well, I don't know.
I mean, Pittman just had 109 for 1152 with a backup QB.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's fine. I'd take him over Devontae Smith.
His contract's up soon.
I'm not worried about that.
Tilted Gambit has Burrow, Richardson, Tyreek Hill. I can't believe we're finally going again. That was a long round, minute-wise.
Yeah, we might switch this to after we get through like the 6th round or 7th round or something.
Make it like 20 seconds.
Clock. Just a 1-minute clock would be fine.
The speed draft. Yeah, we'll speed draft it. In like 10 minutes, we'll just fucking put it on hyper speed.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
See how people how they can act. Oh, a Chan.
All right, so now you're on the board.
Clock.
You did not get sniped there.
Oh, baby, look at all these players. Look at over here. Oh, man, 2 points.
Let's see what he does.
Oh, what's that? Could miss the first month of 2024. Oof.
Yeah.
I think he's really screwed, or it's kind of a steal.
Not the best news in the world, that's for sure.
Let's see. 2-point tight end. I don't know, man. There's some nice looking pieces right here.
Oh, no, you ain't taking Kelsey because you hate old people.
No, I'm not taking Kelsey. Do I want another wideout? Under a minute to go. Who am I going to go here? Let's see.
You're not speed drafting, that's for sure.
Let me go Kyle Pitts.
All right.
With the new offense, we'll see how it goes. Roll the dice. Hopefully he doesn't suck.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take Mr. TJ Hawkinson. Because this is Dynasty. I'm not worried about that first month of the season.
Right.
He's 26 years old. He was the tight end 1 before he got hurt. There's no reason not to feel good about him. Then I'm going to have to snipe you here.
DJ Moore. I was checking him out for sure.
Yeah. I am not confident in Nico Collins. I know he had a nice breakout season last year, but I got to see it more than once. So, and I was debating between him and Jonathan Taylor. I can say that because Jonathan Taylor ain't making it back to me. But I'll just hold off on running back for 1 or 2 more rounds. I'll probably grab a running back at the turn next year.
I am going to lean.
And RT over there, Hawk over Pitts pretty easily. I'm at the point I got to see it from Pitts again. Yeah, me too, man.
I just, I don't know. You just see MCL, ACL on a big guy. The tight ends get hurt naturally anyway. Yeah. I know he'll be probably fine, but I figured, why? You know what?
Hell.
Pitts is on he'll have a brand new quarterback. I don't know. He can't.
He's going to have a brand new everything.
Any worse.
Right about that.
Maybe worse.
All right, so what are you thinking here?
All right, so I keep gravitating towards wide receivers. I think I might go Devonta Smith here.
No consideration for a Drake London.
No, I already got Pitts. I don't want to go too crazy
Yeah,
on one team.
You can't invest that much in the Atlanta offense. That's for sure.
I really like Rashad White also.
Yeah.
He had a really good season.
He did. He's also the same age as Jonathan Taylor. Would you take Rashad White over Jonathan Taylor? People don't realize Rashad White's already 25.
Yeah. I'm going Devonta Smith here. 1,000-yard season. A.J. Brown is – you don't know what you're going to get with him and his head.
Yeah.
They drafted him. I think he still has a lot to offer.
Yeah. We're going to have to switch the clock when you're on the clock to 1 minute just so we don't go all the way to the end.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got to make your pick and then talk.
Yeah, you're right. I should make my pick and then talk. So maybe after this round, should we bring the time?
We'll probably just swing it to a minute after this round. Because at the end of this round, it'll have been about 10 minutes since we talked about it.
Let's see.
You realize we have the exact same build so far? I mean, I have the better players. I have the better player everywhere except, I don't know where.
Dude. You think CeeDee Lamb's going to have an even better season than he had?
He doesn't have to have a better season than he had to be better than Garrett Wilson.
I don't think they're that far off.
17.
I love CeeDee Lamb. I'm a huge CeeDee Lamb guy.
Larry,
I wanted the Jets to draft CeeDee Lamb.
Larry, he had 1,700 yards this year.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson had 1,100. No, 1,000. He had 1,100 last year.
Yeah.
That is not the same. That's not the same. And they're like,
but he could be used. They are using him as much as they are using CeeDee Lamb. It's just that no one's throwing him the ball.
Okay, well, he's going to have a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
They're throwing him the ball, but it's not throwing. It's inaccurate.
And now it's going to go from the scrubs to 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
So it's a gambit. Everyone's on the clock. I'm just going to make it fucking 1 minute right now.
Jonathan Taylor. There you go.
I mean, everyone's on the clock right now, pretty much.
Yeah, everybody's online. Just make it happen. It's fine.
Let's see. So, what do you think, Nico or Drake London right now for
Kelsey. He's gonna try and win it all.
Yeah, Kelsey.
That's what it is.
I like it. You're right. Yeah, I know these type of drafts. I should just always go win now, like a mock. I should just always be like the win now guy.
So what's he going to do at quarterback? He's going to have like the Geno Smith, Russell Wilson combo, some Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers mixed in there.
Well, let's see. Who's he waiting for? Who's he hoping that'll drop to him? He's probably hoping he could get away with. I mean, Rodgers and Carr. It's only Rodgers and Carr.
Well, you've got Cousins, you've got Mayfield, Stafford, Geno, Russell Wilson, even Daniel Jones is a starter this year, probably. Yeah. Rodgers. I mean, there's a lot of one-year starters.
You know how they run through. Oh, it's going to be down to the wire.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryce Young.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Little Bryce Young. Roll the dice.
Bryce Young in the league. I have Bryce Young in the league, and I sent an offer of Bryce for Deshaun and a third, and they came back with, and maybe I need to look and see what happened in that. They came back with Bryce and a third for Deshaun.
Bryce and a third for Deshaun. Yeah. I think we talked about this one. Metcalf.
We didn't talk about it on the show. We might have talked about it in the
Ridley loves the Pittman pick. Rashee Rice. Yeah, I was waiting for him, man. That's a sneaky play right there. He can only get better.
There's Rome. So the third of the rookie wide receivers goes all the way down the fifth round.
So you like that guy over London, Dell, Higgins? You're right. I can't get a first for Dell. I can't get like the 1-6 for Dell.
No, I don't think he can.
And that's kind of where the Dunze is going right now, right?
Right.
Drake London finally has a home. Stevie D with the London Neighbors combo.
I like that pick. I'd rather have London over Devontae Smith. I'd rather have him over Rashee Rice. I want him over Odunze. He's going to be 23 next year.
I would go London over Collins for sure.
Yeah. London's going to be 23 in 2024. Yeah. That's what's insane. It's like he's so young.
Yeah.
Tank Dell. So there you go.
Tank Dell.
He gets to pair him up with CJ Stroud there.
There's some nice there was Zay Flowers. Some nice low-hanging fruit right now.
T. Higgins. So here's my who do you want? T. Higgins or Zay Flowers?
T. Higgins.
Me too.
Yes.
I don't know that you're going to get any kind of ceiling out of Zay Flowers with Lamar Jackson under center.
Right.
Got to the playoffs. Oh, we're going to throw a shit ton now, and they get hammered and lose. Like they've got to run. They know they cannot win. They've got to have seen what happened and said, we cannot win throwing the ball 40 times. Like we cannot do that. JSN off the board.
Nice. Lazard's got a pretty good team. Well, they all would have to take it to the next level. Like Gibbs would have to, McBride, Flowers, Higgins. We need to see.
Well, Deshaun Watson has to turn into a quarterback.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of what ifs, or there's a lot of they got to do this.
It's a high risk, high reward outside of Josh Allen. Yeah.
In the chat, I'll post his comment.
Right, Kirk Cousins off the board in the 6th round.
Wow.
Yep. There.
Let's see, Cousins. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're in Kenny Walker territory. No thanks.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm afraid to talk right now with all these guys picking before me. I don't know if they're listening or not.
Some of them are. Got more listeners than we anticipated here. Debo, I like that. That's sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting a little bit up there, but he's still really productive.
I don't know if I'm going Debo. Man.
Really productive.
I guess you got Diggs. You're not taking Debo over. You're not taking Diggs. Jaden Reed. Would you take? You wouldn't take Jaden Reed over Debo? He's still too young.
There's still a lot of question marks behind that.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to make that leap? It was a promising rookie season, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, looking at the wide receivers, Debo, I guess, is the pick there. You're not taking. I mean, Pickens. There goes Rashad Wright, Tim Hanshaw, punk. Yep. You motherfucker.
You could make an argument for Diggs over Debo. I don't think Diggs is done. I'm not in that boat. I don't think he's going to be a top 2 or 3 wide receiver. I don't think he's done.
It all went down for him when the offensive coordinator changed. That's when he was phased out of the offense.
Yeah,
so they switched coordinators in the middle of the season, and that was it. That was it for Diggs. Right. So is he going to have a role? Is he going to be on the team? Rashad White going there just that's a stake through my heart. I was really hoping.
Really killed you with that one, huh?
Yep, that's a big snipe right there. Tim Hanshaw.
I don't know how I feel about Pickens. He was sneakily decent this year. Had 1,000 yards.
Yeah, some big games mixed in.
Yep. There's Kenny Walker off the board.
Oh yeah, I'm not worrying about him.
Now you're on. Now you're up. And I know you're not sniping me, so I'm excited about my next pick.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna believe the hype.
Let's see.
And I knew you weren't gonna go that way, so I probably should have picked somebody else. But I didn't. I just wanted to. I wanted him last round. And I knew he'd probably make it back to me. He was just a beast, Njoku, at the end of the season.
He was pretty good, but he was not.
George Kittle had a great season.
Yeah, and so I'm going to bank on the fact that they need the production. and I'll roll with Kittle.
But how many times can San Fran make it to the championship game? You know, are they going to be like one of those Buffalo Bills teams or the Philadelphia Eagles that just goes to championships and loses? That's got to take a lot of wind out of your sails. You know, they might have another down year. I don't know.
Honest,
Njoku only took off with Joe Flacco, so.
But do I care if they go to the?
Oh fuck! Yep. This is you, man.
I know. I couldn't make up my mind here. I couldn't make up my mind. It was Baker, Stafford, or Russell Wilson, and I just couldn't go with the 36 and 35-year-old. I don't care if they go to the playoffs. The playoffs have nothing. I mean, they don't factor into my decision making with fantasy football at all.
Right.
I don't give a shit if they go into the conference championship or if they go 5-12. Hell, throw the ball more. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jason says if the Steelers ever get a QB that can throw the ball downfield, Pickens will be a beast. Well, if Pickens can ever get 1.5 yards of separation on anybody, he would be a beast. But every damn catch he makes is contested. I swear, watching him play is so frustrating. Saquon. So we have now finally not built our team the same way.
You know what? I looked at when you took a quarterback, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It's about time I should start thinking about a third QB, but it's just yuck. It's just yuck out there.
Yuck. It is yuck.
A third QB, a third QB is going to be a backup QB that's going to end up seeing time. You just got to pick the right guy. You know?
Well, you can pick about 8 right guys at the end of the draft and hope that works. You know?
Yeah, the next 10 quarterbacks listed will all see the field at some point the next season. Yeah, Pacheco. I was looking at Pacheco or Barkley.
I am not sure that Howell sees the field anywhere, nor am I sure that Ritter sees the field or Mac Jones.
A lot of chatter that Howell comes to the Jets to back up Rodgers for a future potential starting job.
Then he'll see the field.
Dude,
any faith in a 40-year-old quarterback, I'm out. There's not everybody is Tom Brady, especially one coming off a major injury. Nah. So we got a little tight end run there. Goddard, Ferguson, Ingram. Of all those, I like Ingram the most.
Yeah, I'm glad I locked up 2 tight ends. I'm happy I got that under the way before the run. You too. Right. So it's a good time to lock up your tight end is sometime in the 6th round. Lock up your second tight end.
Yeah, the only position you have better than me is running back right now. I'm just going to say that. It's because I don't have a running back.
Well, you also only have 1.5 tight ends.
I only have to start 1.
Cooper Kupp. That's kind of a controversial pick, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, probably. Although it's wide receiver is thin now. Thin. I mean, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are the top 2 in the queue. It doesn't get much prettier. It's not pretty.
Yeah, there's some. Even if you really get into no man's land. Right after Jerry Jeudy, Jameson Williams, then you get into like Hopkins and Jacoby Myers territory.
No, you're in. No. You're in no man's land if you're picking Jerry Jeudy and Jameson.
Yeah.
It's not after them. It's before them.
Well, Jameson Williams, I still have. I'm still into him.
Yeah.
Stevie D in a timeout. Who's he gonna pick?
Jameson Williams, 82 last year. Yeah.
Dasser, he's on the clock now. He's loving his team with Stroud, Harrison, Drake May, Brock Bowers, Tank Dell, JSN.
It's not my favorite.
He wants this to be a real league. James Cook.
And then James
Cook. Baby.
Hey, Larry, what was Jameson Williams' high game last year? Most points.
Are we counting the whole season, including the playoffs?
No, because the playoffs don't count.
Dude, why not?
Did they happen in the regular season?
What?
I'm sorry. No. Doesn't happen in the regular season.
I don't know. He probably had like 9 points or something.
No. He was all the way up at 13.3 as his ceiling last year.
Okay.
That was on 2 catches for 53 yards and a tutty, 3 targets.
I like. Well, you know what? His arrow is pointing up. It's not pointing down.
It is? Are you sure? Which way is up? I'm still trying to. If that's up, I don't know which way up is.
I just feel like he brings a lot more to the table, and they're only scratch the surface with him. Tajay Spears. What do you think of him? Everyone was kind of like, "There's no way he's going to start but he's getting the start. He's
no.
You think they're going to draft someone, and he'll still be he's like a Michael Carter type of guy.
No. I am not saying that he'll be a backup. I am saying he is not going to be a bell cow. I don't think there's any way they just hand the keys to him and say, go get 20 touches a game. I think that anybody counting on him as a running back 1 is going to be highly disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Well, Fiery Zard on the turn went Spears and Godwin, the 7-12 and 8-1. Then Cole Kmet Dasser with his real life team takes Kmet and then Stevie B with Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, the big PP. I mean, what's this guy trying to say? The big PP?
I don't know, but he's got Cooper Kupp and Keenan Allen now, so his team's going to retire in like a year and a half.
He's swinging his big PP around. Ayuk, Adunze, Kupp, and Allen.
David Montgomery.
A sneaky wide receiver group with a big PP. Right?
I was hoping Alvin Kamara was going to make it back to me. He did not.
You always say that. Brian Thomas, another rookie. Brian, right?
Yep.
Tim Hanshaw. Interesting lineup thus far. Caleb Williams. Way to go in the 2-6. Caleb Williams, just a quick recap. As we cross the 1 hour mark of the podcast, thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Pod. Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. Put the brakes on it. Justin Jefferson at the 1-7. Dak Prescott, Jamar Chase. Then Joe Burrow goes 110. Jordan Love, 111. Kyler Murray, 112. Fuck yeah, baby.
You know what the biggest rebound in that first round is? It's Dak. He was a 3rd rounder last year. After all those picks in 2022.
Yeah.
And then
108 though. You're not taking Dak at the 108 though.
No, because I would rather have Joe Burrow, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it at the end of the first, that's for sure. Dak or Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
No, 30-year-old Dak, 25-year-old Jordan Love. I'm taking Dak all day.
No, he's got a half a decade on him, and he had a much better season than Dak.
Wait, what?
Didn't Jordan Love have a better season than Dak?
No, Dak outscored Jordan Love.
By how much?
I think he might be mistaken on how.
Didn't Dak collapse at the end of the season?
No. He had 7 points against Buffalo, but in championship week he had 21.3. In week 18 he had 26.
I am on the clock, folks. And with 30 seconds to go, kind of need a running back. Well, it's not about need, but I'd like to put a serviceable lineup on the field instead of. But there isn't really nothing. There's nothing. No one good in the running back department. I mean, Joe Mixon might not even be on the Bengals.
Right.
Shit.
All this talk.
Oh no. 3, 2, 1. Panicked with Amari Cooper. Wide receiver 1 for Cleveland, right?
And I'll take Xavier Worthy, and then I'll double down and take Coleman. And I'll just stack a couple wide receivers that I like there.
You just got some rookies?
I did. I just went down to the rookie page and said, I am taking shots. And I like both those guys. I've had a thing for Xavier Worthy for a couple years now.
Yeah, me too.
Darling of mine. And then his draft stock went up this year, so I like it.
All right. Well, then, boom. I'll just do that.
Wow. See, that's something I couldn't do.
He's going to get drafted in the first round.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean so was Kenny Pickett. Where in the first round?
All these first round quarterbacks. So it's just roulette. It's roll the dice.
Nope. There is history that if you get drafted in the second half of the first round, then you might as well have gotten drafted in the third round.
Oh yeah. Lamar Jackson has a problem with that statement.
Pat
Mahomes has a problem with that.
Nope. Pat Mahomes was the 12th overall pick or something like that, 10th or 12th.
That's not in the top 10.
I said the top half. So the top 16.
Danny Dimes. I can't agree with that pick at all. Oof. Dak Prescott, Bryce Young, and Danny Dimes.
It's a lot. He needs more QBs to fill that QB2 spot.
Is Danny Dimes a starter?
This year? Yes.
Next year?
Like in 2024? Yes. In 2025? No.
But I mean, we're talking the same thing with Will Levis and Geno Smith. And Bo Nix.
Well, I don't know.
Bo Nix pick, huh?
I don't know that Bo Nix is a starter anywhere.
Nice.
Again,
I love the Bo Nix pick. Fuck it.
Second half of the first round or the early second. Either way, it's not like a high praise on him.
I mean, Bo Nix or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I don't give a shit about Aaron Rodgers. Bo Nix. I really think that I want nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers because the last time we saw him, he was mediocre. He didn't have a single QB1 week in 2022. Then he blows out his knee as Achilles. I mean, as a 39-year-old. So now he's 40, coming off an Achilles. No, man, y'all can have Aaron Rodgers.
Michael Mayer comes off the board.
Yep, I could see a little tight end run happening.
What do you think? I was about to say. What do you think of the remaining tight ends?
I think Musgrave and Kraft are going to come off pretty soon.
We got Freiermuth, Waller, Musgrave, Schultz, Kraft, Chiggy.
Freiermuth has collapsed. His value is completely just caved in.
Everyone hates that offensive coordinator pick, right?
Well, everyone hates the fact that they don't have a QB and don't have a plan to get one.
Josh Downs. You like that pick?
Zach Charbonnet. Interesting.
I
think there's a lot of running backs out there that are going to be more productive, but
who?
I think he has the highest ceiling.
Wow.
I mean, for instance, Javonte Williams likely outscores Zach Charbonnet on a season basis next year. But you know what you're going to get when whatever Kenny Walker goes down, you got a bell cow,
Yeah. I mean, we're in the 10th round, and we got some guys still. So there's only 2 rounds left, folks.
Ja'Tavion Sanders, tight end 2 in the rookie class, off the board. Then Blake Corum and Trey Benson, so a couple more rookies. Everybody has gone over and hit the rookie tab, and now they're just like, I'm going to take shots here.
Right.
Joe Mixon off the board. Joe Mixon will outscore Zach Charbonnet in 2023. But Zach Charbonnet will still have weeks where you would start him over Joe Mixon because Kenny Walker will miss time.
Oh, there he goes, the Ridley Truther with Calvin Ridley. I moved the timer back up to 2 minutes since we're at a round and a half to go, so we can take our foot off the gas a little bit. Kind of chat it up.
I don't know where I'm going next.
Got 2 picks. 2 picks. That's it.
Yeah,
you got to make them count.
I don't love where this stands.
I guess Dasser gave up on his draft. He threw himself on auto. Guess it wasn't a real life draft for him after all.
He failed.
Maybe he was upset with his Charbonnet pick. Yes, so real people. He's got to follow up that Danny Dimes pick. I don't know, man. Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Luna adding another wide receiver.
That's what he needs.
He's got 5. He's got Matt Stafford. We didn't even talk about it. Did we talk about it? I mean, everything was.
I don't think we mentioned Matt Stafford in all the chitter chatter.
Stafford, Harris, Swift were his last.
I'm making him pay for the next year. Like I'm making him pay 2 years in advance for this team. Najee, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Travis Kelce, and Matthew Stafford. Yeah, man. If we're in the startup, you're gonna have to pay for 2025 as well.
Okay, so if I'm taking JJ McCarthy, are you taking Danny Dimes over JJ McCarthy?
No.
What about Will Levis or Gino or Bo Nix?
I'll take Will Levis over JJ.
You'll take Will Levis over JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, I think Will Levis is going to be starting this year.
Oh, there was Braylon Allen, tilted gambit.
It wasn't going to get to me, so I knew that wasn't a problem.
I am looking at another running back, and I think I'm going to take a stab at this guy.
Okay.
Well, who knows?
I'll take a look.
Oh, loading up on the QBs.
Yeah, might as well. And then because it's the last round, and I have a little Debbie crush on him, I'll take Will
Shipley. Man,
I wish there was more positive news about him.
Yeah.
But maybe he goes to the combine, runs himself a low 4.4 because he is a speedster and vaults up the board.
Yeah, I got a lot. My final pick, I don't know. There are some really, how many rookies in total have really been taken? It's kind of weird. It's hard to even say. Actually, I can show the drafted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with Bo Nix. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There have been 20 rookies taken in this draft. 20 rookies taken in the startup in the first 11 rounds.
Well, 10 rounds, basically.
10 rounds.
Plus one. Yeah.
So that's not
You're doing a lot of talking and not a lot of picking.
Yeah. Well, stretching this out. Jonathan Brooks is pretty interesting.
I don't know enough about him, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I just feel like he's got a lot of guys drafted after him based on this flimsy ADP. But you know what? Oh, shit. Show drafted. I'm going to take a QB just because it's a smart thing to do.
Jason said he was waiting to grab Penix with his last pick. Sorry, Holmes.
Yeah.
You ought to know better than to think you can get extra QBs when I'm in a draft.
Oh, we're about to get the clicks.
Yeah. You're really
running backs. I have 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends.
Oh, my goodness.
Down to the wire, baby.
Come on.
Did you want Deontay Johnson or did you get stuck there and couldn't draft?
No, I got auto picked. But I like the Deontay Johnson pick.
Bucky Irvin.
I hope maybe Justin Fields gets drafted or gets traded to the Steelers, and then
I don't think the Steelers are going that way. The betting odds are now back on Atlanta. Lad McConkey, go Dogs!
Wow, and what's that guy's story, man? Is he any good?
Banged up, but super shifty, dude. Super shifty. Like he's going to be, if he gets put in the slot in the NFL, he could have an immediate impact.
See a little
quick and with really good hands.
6 feet, 185. So he does have. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not bad. He's like He's like a tweener.
Yeah, but if you saw him on the field, he definitely stands out.
Yeah,
he was a go-to guy there in Georgia.
Yeah, there's another guy.
I'm not biased about Georgia players. Obviously, with Mecole, I shit on him all for 4 years now.
Everyone knows all about your disdain for Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, but if I do like a player from Georgia, I'll say it, and I do like Lad McConkey.
Tony Pollard.
Jaylen Warren. Who do you want, Tony Pollard or Jaylen Warren?
Tony Pollard. I think he gets another shot.
Does he do anything with it?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? They'll have they didn't really have a. Did they have a competent number 2? See, Jahan Dotson. Nice. I'm totally off of Jahan Dotson.
They had Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had a competent 2.
Was he?
I'm not saying that he was a great 2. I'm saying confident. There's 2 different things there. Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, and now Anthony on the clock with Mr. Irrelevant.
The Zard. Hey, Ramondre Stevens season, I feel like can be still become a thing. You know,
I do like him coming out and saying, "I want to be a bell cow. I like third down. It's a different challenge and different role." I like him saying that. So, Ridley Truth, it makes a better RB2 than RB1. I'm assuming he's talking about Tony Pollard, and he's right. Because as soon as Tony Pollard had to go in on first and second down, week to week, his efficiency just plummeted. I mean, when they gave him, people wanted to say, "Oh, Zeke's inefficient," but Zeke was hammering the ball into the line on first and second down, and Tony Pollard was coming in on third down and getting 6-7 yard carries because it's third down.
How about Marquise Brown getting still out there when 20 picks have been made? You know, that's a third round. That's like Hollywood for a third round rookie pick.
Yeah, that's wild.
Eckler for a third round.
It was 20 and then 21, 22.
We're in third round rookie.
22. Well, there's 22 rookies that have been off the board because it was 20 when I picked Shipley, and then Bucky Irving and Lab McConkey came off.
Okay, so we have a solid 2 rounds of rookies. So these are all third round rookie picks. Or these guys?
We're at rookie pick number 20.
And that makes no sense that like a Musgrave is still out there and like a heavy tight end. Even Freiermuth, Schultz even. Schultz should be long gone.
Yeah. I don't know about Schultz being long gone, but all right. And then Chubb off the board to round it out.
Oh man. Like you can convert it to a league. I wish I could. Well, I guess we don't have to. I like to see the guys that are still out there. Can I?
You can still look there and go players. Well, I don't know. I'm on the app on my phone, so
right. Yeah,
I can definitely see Aaron Jones is still out there.
Yeah,
Eckler, old ass Eckler, Cortland Sutton. That's a shocking one. But there's not a whole lot of surprises. I mean, Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft being out there.
12 team. Yeah. So yeah. If anyone fancies it, this is the Tilted Gambit just posted this. If anybody fancies it, I have a startup starting tomorrow. Lots of quirks to the league, including 2 rookie drafts.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull the rookies out of this and put it in a little spreadsheet. And
we can talk about it.
We can talk about it on another show.
Oh.
I'm not going to do it right now.
Yeah. Hour 18.
Right.
Interesting to see, though. You know, we're at third round. I mean, and again, this is a mock, and we're just throwing darts for the fun of it.
Sure.
You know, when it's all on the line, when you're laying it on the line, you're probably gonna go. You might go Aaron Jones in front instead of one or two.
Will Shipley, yeah, possibly. Yep. I think it's completely normal to piddle around. So I got a couple trade offers in my inbox. You want to talk about them?
Yeah.
All right. So one of them, this is set up very similarly to our league as far as the draft goes. So it was 12 team. So that second rounders you can draft future first. So the 207 and the 209, which could potentially be some future firsts, or Chris Godwin and Christian Kirk.
Oh, give me those picks.
Yeah, me too. I'm rejecting that and saying I'd rather hold. And I was a playoff team this year I was a playoff team and made it to, I think I got third in that league or made it to the third place game, whatever. No, I didn't. I lost. I can't remember. Whatever. But this is the interesting thing about this. There's a guy who has 11 of the 12 first rounders this year.
Oh, wow.
And they're not terrible. The team is not terrible. They have the 101, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the only one that we're seeing is the 104. And they have Joe Burrow and Tua. They've got a Chan. They've got Bijan. They've got Calvin Ridley. So there's a decent starter. Jake Ferguson, Dalton Kincaid. and all those picks, plus some other people, like, some other little pieces here and there. That's going to be a team that's going to be stout in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm curious how he plays it. Now, on the other hand, I am excited about next year because I have 5 firsts. I have 6 firsts coming up in 2025. So I'll be able to do something similar. In that league, I have Lamar, Kyler, CJ Stroud. And I got Jahmyr Gibbs. So I've got a team that can compete. But yeah, I'm not going to trade the first or the seconds right now because I'd rather push that value down the road. And the other one is Deshaun Watson for Bryce Young and the 209 basically. It's a 309, but of course it'll be a bumped up around. I can't do that. But I am going to just say, how about we just make the trade straight up? So I'm going to remove the pick and send the trade just player for player and see if they'll do that. Bryce Young or Deshaun Watson, straight up. Who do you want?
Man, I think I want Watson.
So we'll see what happens with that. First, I asked for something on top of Deshaun Watson to get to Bryce Young, and then he asked for something on top of Bryce Young to get to Deshaun Watson. Maybe we can meet in the middle and just trade the 2 players. I don't want anything to do with Bryce Young.
Does anything stand out in this?
In the mock,
the shock. Is there a shocking first or second round pick?
Jordan Love at the 111 is aggressive.
Who do you like better than him that goes after him?
Well,
besides
Kyler.
Murray, because you obviously like Murray.
Yeah. I like Anthony Richardson more than him.
I'm just afraid of Richardson being my QB1.
It's fine, but I don't know that Jordan Love is going to be a QB1.
I was contemplating Trevor Lawrence, which was a no-brainer in that spot a year ago.
I'm just avoiding Trevor Lawrence.
But he doesn't get the there's not really much of a rush.
He doesn't have upside anywhere.
Right.
Like, he doesn't do anything spectacularly so far. He doesn't have a high TD percentage. He doesn't run the ball. I mean, he's getting 300 yards a season, which is just whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's, I don't know. I'd much rather have Caleb Williams than T-Law, and rightfully so.
We'll see.
If I could do like Drake May and a second for T-Law, I would do that. I would take Drake May.
You would take Drake May over T-Law.
If I could get like Drake May and a second for T-Law, I would do that. I would do Jaden Daniels in a second for T-Law.
Really?
Yeah, because what do I care about T-Law, who is going to be a QB2? You
know what? Yeah, he's had 2 out of 3.
I'm not counting his rookie year. I don't care about his rookie year, but the last 2 seasons.
One was good, one was whatever.
One was fine. I wouldn't say it was great or good.
You were expecting you expected him to ascend.
You'd hope so. He averaged less than 18 points 2 years ago. That was his good year.
Right. So you want to take the upside of Caleb Williams, who was the Trevor Lawrence, who's the Trevor Lawrence this year. Right. So you think that his floor is the current Trevor Lawrence. But Anthony Richardson giving you a gamble.
T-Law is out there giving you 17-ish points a game, 17.5 points a game the last 2 years.
Well, hopefully, because Ridley's not going to be on the team, so they're going to have to.
I don't know that Ridley's not going to be on the team.
It's going to cost them a second-round pick.
No, because if they wait till after the new year, so after March the 13th or whatever, after the league year switches over, then they can do it without any more penalties. It's only if they re-sign him before the end of the league year.
Okay.
So I don't know that he's gone because he was productive and good for the team in terms of drawing coverage and whatnot, and he had some monster games in there. We'll see what his cost is.
Yeah, I took Jordan Love because of the organization that he plays for. I mean, even I could get 10 years out of Jordan Love, and he's still 35. 10 years of not that a quarterback is going to be on your team for 10 years. Well, not somebody like me who like to trade a lot, but he has the potential to be a starting quarterback for 10 years. I can't say that for Murray or Richardson. 10 more years of solid quarterback play. I mean, he was pretty solid. I know it's a small sample, but
And see, I don't know that I have that much confidence that he's going to have 10 more years. I mean, that's a lot to say
that is
out of a guy.
bold statement. It's a hot take.
It is because Carson Wentz was going to have 10 more years, remember? Until you get to that second contract.
Right, yeah. And you get hit in that knee one time.
Well, I mean,
Or your shoulder, your quarterback.
who else was going to have 10 more years? And then, I mean, crap. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to pull up scoring from like 2018.
Neil O'Donnell.
No, we're not going that far back, damn it.
Oh.
I mean, for a long time, Cam Newton was going to be forever. We're going to have Cam Newton forever, and then he faded quickly.
Well, Deshaun Watson also faded quickly.
Right, Deshaun Watson. But
you CMC or Malik Neighbors?
CMC,
What you're really saying is CMC or the 1-4 or the 1-5?
Yeah, something like that. CMC if I'm trying to win this year.
You can give up if you have the 1-5, you'll give it up for CMC.
If I have the 105 and I didn't earn the 105, then yeah.
Oh, so that plays a role in it, huh?
Well, yeah, because if I earn the 105, I'm likely not competing in 2024. At least
I feel like okay.
At least I don't feel like I'm guaranteed to be competing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'd hope that I can make that transition from like the 105 to at least a playoff team, but I don't know for sure. And so it's too early to make that move for me.
Are you okay with the way the tight ends sorted out on a heavy tight end premium? I mean, I was telling everybody 2 point, but regardless, if it's a heavy tight end premium, is it shocking to you that only 2 tight ends went in the first 3 rounds? In a 2-point tight end?
No, because the problem is that the tier is flat afterward. You know, like Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts, TJ Hawkinson. That's all like the same dudes. I mean, I don't know about Kyle Pitts in there because I do think he's lost some luster. But McBride, Bowers, Kincaid, Hawk, that feels like the same value, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you got Travis Kelce, the old man. I'm surprised there weren't more. You know, like we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crap.
I mean, look at the tier. You can almost see the tiers, and that's what's great about a sleeper mock draft, or the way that sleeper does the digital or the digital dashboard is pretty cool with the colors and stuff. That we've talked about this for years, but
right.
It's nice to see. You could visibly see the tiers of the tight ends.
Sure. We had 14 tight ends drafted in 11 rounds. That seems low. In a heavy tight end premium. But both of us drafted 2 in the first 6 rounds.
Right.
We were the only ones to do such.
Yes. We love tight ends.
Yeah. Ridley Truther took his second in the 7th round, as did Tim Hanshaw.
Yes.
But, yeah, everybody else. And then Dasser took his second in Cole Kmet.
Yeah. There was a tight end run after we selected.
Brian didn't take a tight end at all.
Who?
The 105.
Oh, my God. Brian B7. Not a single tight end.
And neither did Tilted.
He also took Bo Nix. He has a pretty, and he was the guy we talked about having a win now team, and then he took Jalen. He went Lamar Jackson, Puka, CMC, and then we were like, this guy's a win now team, and he was like Jalen Daniels,
right? Ridley, Stevie D said if Neighbors wasn't there at 310, he would have double tapped tight end. So that was the big deal for him. And that's probably wise. You know, like, are you taking the 105 or McBride?
I mean, he may have panicked. He may have been expecting one of those 3 to come back to him, Goff, Mayer, Watson, because after Daniels, next it's Bryce Young and Kirk Cousins. It's like a tight end per round after that until the 9th round, basically.
He's talking about Malik Neighbors. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm still talking about the fact this guy took Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
So you were shocked by the Kyron Williams going so soon?
No, I just don't know that I would do it.
Because
I like Kyron Williams, the player. I just don't have confidence that his situation is the same next year.
we're talking RB5. He was selected over Etienne, Achan, JT. Kyron Williams selected over Etienne, Achan, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm fine with him being selected over all those guys, to be honest.
Like
I just would rather have some of the other players that were taken.
We've given our top 5 position players. This is how this shook out when Bijan, Hall, Gibbs, McCaffrey, Williams. When I wish. See, this is why I got to start writing on this whiteboard. I wish we had our top 5 RBs list. Do you remember? Like Kyron Williams was nowhere near that.
No,
CMC,
he was nowhere near. Well, first of all, we did it.
CMC was in my top 5. He probably was.
We did it when Kyron Williams got hurt, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right when Achan was getting going and Kyron Williams got hurt.
I may have had 4 of the top 5 guys right now.
I have no idea. I really don't.
I mean, only because I had Gibbs in the top. That was my one,
right
before he blew up. But yeah, look at this. Gibbs, the running back RB3, taking over the likes of Watson, May, Neighbors, Ayuk, CMC, Mark Andrews, Purdy, Olave. I guess you're taking Gibbs there. You're taking Gibbs over all those guys, aren't you?
Yeah, probably. I want to know what I feel. I wish I could be more confident in Chris Olave.
You get nervous about him?
I just don't. I think I'd rather have Drake London than Chris Olave straight up.
Really? Because it was him and Garrett Wilson. Those were the 2 hot wide receivers, and Olave is kind of.
I don't know that Olave's situation gets better. He's stuck in the same situation.
Derek Carr,
right? Saints offense. Bad, an awful cap situation. Like it's just they're going to have to do so many moves and not going to have room to do much. They are currently $85 million over the cap.
Who? The Saints are always over the cap.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is that every year they have to
they restructure everyone
and then restructure and push it down the road, and they end up with a bunch of dead money. And if you have a bunch of dead money, that means you can't use it on players. And it's just going to happen again this year. They're going to have to push so much dead money. I mean, it's going to be gross.
What do you think about Cousins, man, at the 6'4"? It was Bryce Young and Cousins before you went Mayfield, like 10 picks later.
Yeah, I like Cousins. And if Cousins had fallen to me, he would have been my pick easily.
You think he dropped? He should have came off the board. Do you think Cousins should have been drafted before Bryce Young?
Yes.
What about Jaden Daniels? No, you're
not
not
taking Jaden Daniels easily.
Because it went Daniels. Were you taking Daniels over Goff?
Yeah. No. I don't know, actually. I don't know. That's close.
It went Goff, Kyron Williams, Jaden Daniels in the 4th round. 4-3, 4-4, 4-5.
Those guys are close, but there's a huge gap between Jaden Daniels and everybody else. Like he's a tier break. Bryce Young, Kirk Cousins, Baker, Stafford. I want nothing to do with them over Jaden Daniels.
It's interesting to see this draft board, the way the quarterbacks are in tiers also. Really?
So, the way I feel about this is if I'm building a team and I have a Lamar Jackson, I'd rather have a Jared Goff. Like with Brian, and he took Jaden Daniels. Of course, he didn't have a chance. But like Patrick Mahomes, Stevie D had Patrick Mahomes, so he takes Jared Goff. That gives him the high upside QB1 and then a solid QB2. I'd rather do that than take a risk on Jaden Daniels. Now, If I've got a Jordan Love, then I want, like you took Fields, that's fine. I get it. I'd want a Jaden Daniels. I'd want a Jaden Daniels over Justin Fields, though. I don't really.
Would you?
Yeah. I get the reset on a player who is a similar prospect.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's not a bad call. Which also tells you, guess what? I would have had to have taken him there because he wasn't going to come back to me. So is it Jaden Daniels or Brock Purdy? Or Jaden Daniels and Mark Andrews in a 2-point tight end?
I would have just taken Jaden Daniels over Justin Fields. But I mean, I would take Drake May over Justin Fields. That's how I feel about Justin Fields.
Drake May.
Yeah, why not?
I am not taking Drake May over Justin Fields.
You may not be familiar with Drake May, but he's also a solid runner. 449 yards this year, 698 last year.
All right. So he's got like Sam Howell legs.
Yeah, probably something similar. Yep.
Yeah.
With a better arm. He's a better thrower of the ball.
So it's what's interesting is that Malik Neighbors goes before Jaden Daniels. Is that how it's going to unfold in rookie drafts?
It's going
Or
to
is
be.
that just because of the way the ADP was kind of the rookies were buried in the ADP for sleeper?
They were. You have to go. You really have to go to rookies and like click rookies to see them because you
And
will
there were
not
still
see them.
20 rookies draft or 20 something rookies drafted.
22
So
rookies drafted. Yeah.
that's
Still a lot of rookies.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. In 11 rounds, it's a lot of rookies because you're not going to see second rounders going in the 11th round. Not the end of the second round, going in the 11th round to start up. That just doesn't happen.
I mean, I'm taking Jaden Daniels over Tua.
I couldn't argue. I'm not arguing with that. Like, there's upside there.
I mean, I'm taking him over to Watson.
Yes.
And Drake May. I mean, Daniels, that's a steal for this guy.
I want Drake May over. I think the rookie quarterbacks played out the way that I think they should. With Caleb, then Drake May, then Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I think they should be closer. That there should be a lot smaller tier here, especially between Drake May and Jaden Daniels. I think they should basically go back to back.
Yeah.
Which would, based on what we're saying, Deshaun Watson went right after Drake May. I'd rather have Jaden Daniels over.
Yeah, it went May. It was the turn. It was the 3-11 May, Deshaun Watson 3-12, and 4-1 Trey McBride, 4-2 Brock Bowers. So they both did the same quarterback tight end.
Right.
I gotta say, I mean, who knows where Bowers is gonna go? But May Bowers is, I don't know, Watson McBride.
I'm going to own more Bowers than I expected based on people talking about how they don't want to draft a tight end in the first round of a rookie draft.
Yeah. He'll be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft.
NFL draft? Yes, I believe he will. Yeah. But then people are going to say, remember Kyle Pitts? Okay, well, he's more refined than Kyle Pitts was coming out. And I still like Kyle Pitts. But sure. I don't like him for the cost that he.
I mean, look how long Njoku took.
I still don't know if Njoku is what you want.
Yeah, he is still. I'm with you. He's still scary. Yeah. But that ceiling, we didn't know he had a ceiling like that.
That's true. I mean, there were some weeks where, the second half of that season, 21, 16, 10, 11 there, and that's in a non-tight end premium.
Oh my God!
So, he had 10 catches for 104. That's like 30-something points.
He torched the Jets.
Like we would run.
100 yards in the first half. He's like a Clydesdale, he was just bigger than everyone else on the field.
Oh, I was looking at standard. There it is. 27, 26, 16, 17. Oh. His last 4 games in regular PPR. So not
kidding
even,
me? Not even. From your tight end.
Everyone torched the Jets in the first half of that game, including Joe Flacco. Propelled me to a championship.
What round does everything turn to shit here, you think? The 6th? It's like the 6th, 7th? Or 7-8.
The 6th is ugly. The 6th is so ugly.
I like that Rashad White.
And then JSN, Jordan Addison, that's fine. Debo and Stephon Diggs are old. Rashad White is older than you think. Pickens, Walker, Jaden Reed. Yeah, I don't know. But the 7th,
I almost think it's the 7-8. Between the 7th and 8th round. 8th round is just when everything is no man's land.
Right. Yeah, the 8th round
you still have that 2-point tight end, Ferguson and Goddard. Stafford's still a decent pick.
Josh Jacobs and
Adams, Devontae Adams, Cup. You got the old timers and you got the Spears Cook. I think the 7th round is where it ends for startups. Like 8th round is where everything ends for startups.
Yeah. Think about that and trade up early. Trade back at the top of your draft and move into the 6th and 7th round.
Right.
From the 8th and 9th round. Because, like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, David Montgomery. Oh, man. Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper is fine. He's about to be 30. And Najee Harris in there. You don't want to be in that range. You want to get a you need, you know what? You could trade out of the first 2 rounds and load up, but you want to get that 3rd round quarterback because that's the last time you're going to get a decent QB1 potentially. Yeah. It gets pretty ugly after that.
Yeah, you want that QB1. You want at least a third. You want to start your draft with the in the 3rd round, if you can collect a bunch of fifth and sixth rounders, just load up on all these guys, which are high upside.
Yeah, you can take shots later. Yeah. Stevie D says, do you think that landing spot will have a big impact this year on where you want to take these picks in the rookie drafts? Unless it's a terrible landing spot, I don't care.
I have a specific answer to this question. That's what, I just hate the New England Patriots. If somebody goes to the Pats, it's over for me. For them, I don't care.
What about a quarterback?
Everyone learned their lesson when A.J. Brown went to Tennessee with Corey Davis, who was a high rookie draft pick. Now it's like it doesn't matter where they go. But for me, man, how?
I don't care about.
I can't wait to see the brand new Patriots, a brand new coach. This is obviously going to be a brand new team, but they're just going to be a shit. They're going to probably going to have the number 1 overall pick next year too. Honestly, who are they going to?
Well, it depends. They could end up with like a C.J. Stroud situation. What if they take Drake May? All right, so they take Drake May, and then they end up pairing, grabbing a couple of players off the free agency, and they end up winning like 6 or 7 games. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
The wide receivers won't move for me at all. Running backs will move because landing spot matters for them. If the Raiders let Josh Jacobs walk and then take a running back, take a Blake Corum to the moon. I'm grabbing Blake Corum in a lot of places. He's going to go from early second to a mid to late first for me. I don't care about landing spots for quarterbacks so much as draft position or draft spot. So like I said earlier, if they end up in the second half of the first round, I'm just out on them. I'm just going to treat them like they don't exist because everyone's going to draft them. They're going to overdraft them in rookie drafts. And historically, outside of literally 1 or 2 outliers in the last 15 years, second half of the first round, quarterbacks just don't hit. Lamar Jackson being the prime example of the outlier.
Well, Jalen Hurts, he was
a second rounder. Second rounder. See, that's different because especially in the early second.
Okay, Jordan Love, end of the first round.
No, wait. Did Jordan Love end up in the first? That's true. But then,
he sure.
How long did it take? I don't even know if that's a hit.
They traded back. I think they traded back into the first for him.
But I don't even think that's a hit because you had to wait 4 years for him to get any. Like his value plummeted. Yeah, he was pick number 26.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so when you're looking at a hit, all right, do you really want to hold a player for 3 years before you even get to see him? Not really.
No one wants to do that. That's why everything's fucked.
That's why I don't. Jordan Love doesn't count for me because I had to wait 3 years. He rode my bench for 3 years, a taxi for 2 maybe. If you're in a league that will let you keep him on the taxi for the second year, that's not a hit. The hit is who got him, who traded for him afterward because he got moved as a throw-in or whatever.
Listen to this.
Love was 26.
Look at these quarterbacks that were drafted. Josh Allen, top 10. Stroud, top 10. Mahomes, let's just say top 10. He was right at the cusp.
I think he was like 10 or 12, yeah.
Yeah, Hurts out. Jackson out. Actually, let's put Mahomes out of the top 10. So 2 top 10s, 3 non-top 10s.
No, because it's the top half of the first round. That's been the cutoff. Is 16.
Okay, fine. We'll go top half of the first round, bottom half of the first round.
We already talked about this last year.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So 4, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5, 4, 6, 4. In terms of 7, 4, 8, 4.
Where are we?
9, 4.
Is this
9 first round picks versus 4 whatever picks?
Okay, so 9 in the top 16, and then 4 in the rest of the whole draft.
Right. 10, 11, 4, 5.
You're getting way down.
11, 5, 12, 5.
You're at QB 17.
13, 5, 14, 5, 15, 5.
Larry, you're
16, 5,
16,
6.
Continuing on,
16 to 6 in the 6th round.
Who gives a shit about QB 22? You could stop at the top 10 or 12. Why do you want? Who gives a shit about where?
No, man, I was on a roll.
But that does prove a point. 16 out of 22 were drafted in the top 16 of the draft, and then the other 6 were drafted in the next 6.5 rounds. Odds are, if you want a quarterback, you better get him in the first half of the first round.
Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Household Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Larry Monkey and Justin Rogers talking Dynasty football, baby.